What happens when a legendary action star faces off with a TV host known for tearing guests apart? No one expected Sylvester Stallone to not only hold his ground, but leave an entire studio speechless. Before we dive into this shocking story, comment below where you're watching from today. And if you love stories about resilience, strength, and standing up for what's right, hit that subscribe button for more powerful narratives. The studio was buzzing. The bright hot lights made even the most seasoned guests sweat. But Sylvester Stallone, he sat back, arms draped over the chair, completely relaxed. He had been in countless fights, on screen and in real life. This was nothing. Across from him sat Ethan Caldwell, a sharp-dressed, smooth-talking TV host known for twisting words and trapping guests. He had made politicians stutter, CEOs squirm, actors look like fools. And tonight, he thought he'd do the same to Rocky Balboa himself. The audience was ready. Phones were out, cameras rolling. They could feel it. Something big was about to happen. Ethan leaned forward, his signature smug smile in place. "Mr. Stallone," he began, his voice dripping with confidence. "You've always been a symbol of old-school toughness. But don't you think that kind of masculinity is outdated? Shouldn't we redefine strength to be more inclusive?" A few audience members chuckled. This was classic Ethan, baiting his guest into a no-win situation. Stallone didn't react. No smirk, no eyebrow raise, just silence. Then, slowly, he exhaled through his nose and leaned forward. "You mean, do I think being tough is a problem now?" Ethan's smile widened. "Well, I think we're past the era where men need to punch their way through problems. Don't you think the world has moved on from that kind of outdated thinking?" Silence. The kind that stretches just long enough to make people shift in their seats. Then Stallone laughed. Not a chuckle, not polite amusement, a deep, full-bodied, genuine belly laugh. "You're serious," he finally said. "You think toughness is the problem?" Ethan straightened his tie. "I think it can be when it discourages vulnerability." Stallone nodded, acting as if he was considering the point. Then he leaned back, stretching his arms over the chair. "Let me ask you something," Stallone said, his voice slow and deliberate. "If someone broke into your house tonight, do you want a tough guy in there, or do you want someone who's going to sit down and talk about their feelings?" The audience erupted. Scattered applause. A few gasps, some laughing too hard to hold their phones steady. Ethan's mouth opened, but Stallone wasn't done. "See, toughness ain't about punching walls or yelling the loudest. It's about standing your ground when life knocks you down. It's about protecting your family. It's about discipline, respect, hard work. And if you think the world doesn't need that anymore," he shook his head, "then I don't know what world you're living in, man." Ethan forced a tight-lipped chuckle. "All right," he said, shifting in his seat. "But don't you think Hollywood, and let's be honest, your own movies, have glorified violence as the only solution?" Stallone didn't miss a beat. "Hollywood glorifies a lot of things. You ever seen a movie where a guy saves the world by filling out paperwork?" The studio exploded in laughter. Even some of Ethan's own crew members smirked. Ethan's jaw clenched. This wasn't going how he planned. Scene 4, the knockout blow. Stallone delivers the final lesson. "But Stallone," Ethan pressed, "you built a career playing tough, no-nonsense characters. Guys who solve problems with their fists. Don't you feel a responsibility to promote a more progressive kind of hero?" Stallone's smile faded. He sat up, shoulders rolling back like a boxer preparing for the final round. "First of all," Stallone said, voice steady, "I make movies. Movies ain't real. You know that, right?" The audience laughed, but Stallone didn't break eye contact. "Second," he continued, "you ever really watch Rocky? That movie wasn't about beating people up. It was about heart, perseverance. And Rambo, that guy just wanted to be left alone. If people had let him walk through town in peace, none of that would have happened. This time, the applause was louder. Ethan's smile tightened. He had lost control of the interview. He wasn't winning, and the audience knew it. Stallone let the silence do the work. Then he leaned forward one last time. "You want to know the real problem?" The audience held their breath. "It ain't toughness. It's people talking about toughness like it's the enemy while living in a world built and protected by tough people." Ethan opened his mouth, but nothing came out. The interview ended, but the conversation didn't. Within minutes, clips from the show were everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Hashtags exploded. Stallone unstoppable. And toughness matters. By hashtag Ethan lost. And Stallone? He didn't post a single word. No tweets. No press statements. He didn't need to. Because unlike the endless debates flooding social media, Stallone had already made his point. If this story blew your mind, share it with someone who values real strength. And remember, true toughness isn't about how loud you are, it's about who you are when no one's watching. Do you think toughness is outdated? Or is it more important than ever? Let us know in the comments. And if you love stories like this, hit that subscribe button for more powerful real-life moments.